Welcome back to the FIBA Women's Afrobasket 2019, and it is the Group D game between Mozambique and Kenya. Well, we are in the Dakar Arena. There's the Cape Verde team taking in the action today, getting ready for their opening game. They'll be taking on these opponents, and I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Zania Stewart. Already one game in the bag. Nigeria winning it comprehensively over Tunisia, rolling to that big win. 75-26. Now it's Mozambique, Kenya. That'll be followed by Mali against Angola. That should be a humdinger in Group C. Followed by Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire. A long day, but an exciting day here in Africa, Azania. And already in Group D here, as you look at the FIBA rankings, it gives you an idea, perhaps the placing of where these teams are and the competitiveness. So Mozambique, with the FIBA World Ranking of 27 coming into this game as the favorites. So Zania Stewart, the former Great Britain international, you got one game under your belt here, and it's now time for number two.
Yeah, feeling pretty good about it. But for Mozambique, they're really going to push here to try and be one of the top 6 teams. They play with their heart. They're very passionate, and I'm quite excited to see how they play. Where Mali, they have 8 returning players from 2007 Afrobasket. So they have quite a bit of experience, and kind of my dark horse, I think, of this tournament. So I'm really excited to see them play.
Okay, well, we're just several minutes away from the start of the opening tip. Mozambique in the white. They'll be taking on Kenya in the red. And didn't actually get a chance to see Mozambique yesterday, but we were able to watch Kenya practice. And they've traveled here with 10 players for this Afrobasket, this women's Afrobasket. We're going to get a look at the player introductions for both of these teams. And, of course, the idea is obviously you want to try to win the group to go straight to the quarterfinals, but both teams that do not win the group, that finish second and third, will advance to the qualification to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I have to say sorry. I had my wrong notes, so I was reading Mali's, and it's definitely Kenya. Sorry about that.
So Kenya here being introduced to the crowd, and this is a team that is hoping to bring the good times back.
Yeah, they're the only East African team here, so really representing well. They're going to try and play with a lot of energy and never giving up. They've only got 10 players on their roster, so they're really going to have to work hard, between just the 10 of them. But this is their first Afrobasket back since 2013, so, for them it's really coming out here trying to get the experience and just playing one player at a time.
Well, we would assume it'll be similar in a way to the first game, where you would think Tunisia would be overmatched against Nigeria, which proved to be the case. But we did see that Tunisia were able to come out and fight and give a good account of themselves for at least a good 12, 15 minutes. And actually they battled from start to finish. And I think if the Kenyans can come out and just kind of really lay it all on the line today, give their best shot, their coach is going to be happy.
I think, yet again, for both teams, the first game of the tournament, really just kind of work yourself into the tournament, get your plays in, feel comfortable, start to relax in the game, and especially for Kenya not being here for a while.
Well, the last time they made it to the podium was 1993, but we're going to have a pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems. Okay, the national anthems have been played. Here are the referees for today's game from Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria. Diagne, Kamagate, and Ogunleye. And so the players shaking their hands, and then each other's hands, as well as the coaches going out and meeting at midcourt. And the Kenya roster, Azania, what have you unearthed about the team from Ronnie Owino?
You know, they are a really inexperienced team, but they have some age. So.
And you talked about Hilda Ndase, the shooting guard. So she's in the starting five along with Abunga, Kananu, Wanyama, and Vilma Owino.
Number 8 in Ndase, she is the key player, the captain. Plays great on both ends, so they're really going to look to her to generate them some energy.
And for Mozambique, coached by Spaniard Julian Martinez. From top to bottom, Ernesto Zito Mukauro, Kosa Makamo Dongwe, and it's going to be Zita, Mukauro, Kosa Dongwe, and Tamara Seda in that starting five.
Yeah. And number 11 has some really great moves and inside, so I look for her to put the ball on the floor and get some score going for them.
So just under 2 minutes away from the opening tip of this second game of the day on opening day. There's Coach Owino. He's been with this program for a very long time and still at the helm. You think Kenyan basketball, Kenyan women's basketball, you think of Owino.
Yeah, and yesterday when we were watching practice, Kenya did finish practice with
For Julian Martinez there, the coach of Mozambique.
They finished practice with suicide, so hopefully they should be in shape and ready for the 40 minutes of the game.
Well, we know, as I was saying, they've been the face of Kenyan basketball since 1991. Coached several teams during his career, including Nairobi Dynamites, Kenya Commercial Bank Gladiators, and currently at the helm of Strathmore University. So he knows where they've come from, he knows where they are, and he knows where Kenya would like to go. And this is a tournament that he hopes will be a platform to build on, maybe a launch pad of sorts for Kenyan basketball to maybe try to come to prominence. But it's not something that happens overnight with a national team program, and especially when you're going up against the really, really big teams of African basketball like Senegal, like Mali, like Nigeria. You've really got to take it up a notch to be able to compete with those teams.
Yeah, it's so important you do the basics correct. You know, your skills set needs to be there. I mean, for myself, example was Great Britain. You know, we came from the bottom and really had to build and get an identity for ourselves. And I think that's the same with Kenya. You need to show what style of basketball you would like to play, and also just work hard, and keep building. It's still early in the stages of the tournament, and right here you just kind of work hard and see what you can build on.
Okay, well, we're about to tip things off. Kenya wearing the red and Mozambique in the white. First game won 75-26 by Nigeria over Tunisia. And now it's time for game 2 of the day. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Dakar, Senegal. This is Mozambique taking on Kenya, and coming out immediately and coming up with the steal, Mozambique, wearing the white, attacking the basket to the left on your screen. And Mozambique are going to launch a three-pointer, and they're going to hit it from the very beginning. Number 7, Annabella Cosa. Good start. Now going off 1 foot for Kenya. Missing, but then the offensive rebound and follow the initial miss by Wanyama, and then Owino followed, and now Mozambique have come right back and scored with Leah Donge.
Yeah, great transition basket there. Very easy. Push the ball.
And you get it down low. And I'll ask you here as we see the foul committed, having played at tournaments like this with Owino electing to have his team run suicides, those hard sprints at the end of practice yesterday. As you look at the foul here, the push, was that a message from him that you girls, you need to be ready to play, and you're not ready to play, and I'm going to get your attention?
Very. I mean, coaches use that, sometimes. I think that's pretty hard going into a tournament like this. Your legs are going to be super tired, but for them, it looked like they finished practice well and ready for today. But that's definitely a hard thing to do a day before a game.
Well, they're bringing the ball up the floor now, and Obunga and drives and misses, and good strong rebound. And what a pass up ahead it goes on the break. And then the follow attempt by Seda was not there, but Dongwe with a nice pass. We already know that Mozambique, they want to run. And now fumbling the ball away, and now that leads to an easy one. And then scoring with the left hand was number 16 for Mozambique, Tamara Seda.
You see the difference in refereeing in this game, that they're calling the contact, the leaning, completely different from the last game. So here both teams have to adjust to what the referees are calling.
Quick 7-0 start for Mozambique on top of Kenya. And good aggressive move here from the Kenyans attacking the basket. But unsuccessfully, Wanyama and also Owino. So 10 seconds on the shot clock for Kenya. And on the baseline, missing number 14, Owino.
Yeah, Mozambique are getting out and running in transition and get a wide open shot there from it.
Well, that was number 7, Kosa.
Kenya have to do a better job matching up in transition D, or it'll be a very long night for them.
Well, you have to think another pointless trip here, followed by another basket, would lead to a timeout. Kenya, again, that time right under the basket and not scoring, and a foul called. So worrying start for Kenya as Mozambique jump out to a 9-0 lead. And the foul was on Mjomba. That was her first. Now the dump, and good. Well, it looked like decent defense at first from Owino, but a foul was called. So Seda will get a couple of free throws. And you can see on the replay the hand go up.
Yeah, Mozambique is just exploiting Kenya's defense, doing simple picks and rolls and getting open to the basket. So Kenya need to clean up their screen and roll defense.
Second free throw good, so 11-0 in favor of Mozambique. And I think that is going to be wiped away as a travel. I thought they might let that go, ruling that she had lost kind of control of the ball, but the rule was that she gained possession, so maintain possession. Costa looks like a handful out there, and she's off target.
But the defense is going under the screen, so she is wide open, so she's feeling it. And I feel like in the first quarter, you always kind of get a heat check, kind of shoot the first one, see how you do, and go throughout the game.
Well, that was a dangerous pass. They got away with it, and now the follow and the rejection from Seda. Zeta was darting into the lane. Now Mozambique drive in and get the contact, and will earn the trip to the line as well.
It's a tough finish.
Well, you got to like the sense of urgency of Mozambique. Absolutely. They've come out all guns blazing with a 13-point lead and a free throw coming. Timeout has been called by Kenya. We'll go down to the bench and try to hear what Coach Owino has to say to turn this thing around.
You need to go back and get the ball. You must go back and get the ball. Guys, when they get the ball, they're really sprinting. They're big players, Wakapocini. When we lose possession of the ball, we really need to sprint back. This is not a good start. We need to put a stop to this. We need to put a stop. We are not talking. Tuongee. Possession moja, one possession at a time. We've got be patient on offense. Under the rim, we need to score. Kama kuna kutoa ball inch. Let's play. We can play better than this.
Kenya, 1, 2, 3, Kenya!
Yeah, Kenya had a great timeout there. Coach really emphasized one possession at a time. You know, you're down 13 points here and that you can play better. I also think he said that, you know, Mozambique are running as soon as the ball gets in their possession. They're running on offense, running the floor, running the lanes, and getting great opportunities. So Kenya has to stop the bleeding early.
I guess he was kind of speaking the obvious when he said we've had a bad start, but
that's the whole point of timeouts, aren't they? To
nice
regroup.
Nice reaction that time by Kenya.
And that's what you do after a timeout. You know, regroup, catch your breath. Let's talk some tactics, and then ultimately get a bucket. So great for them, and let's keep working on defense.
Oh, nice drive, and Seda does not capitalize, but you love the play of Zeta, of Kosa. Really a handful, and now the miss. Great anticipation and beautiful pass. And now it's Kenya that comes out looking strong and immediately shaved 4 points off the deficit.
Yeah, good for them. You know, just keep in the game. Don't in the first quarter. Deal with the big push by Mozambique. Settle into the game and get your style ready.
And good hands as well up by Shani, who's checked into the game, knocking it out of bounds.
And as a coach, you know, that's really positive. If I bring my team in for a timeout, and, you know, and we listen, we get a stop, we get a basket, and you just keep capitalizing on those possessions.
There she is, Kosa. And, wow, that was not a good box out by Shani with only Seda in there. Got to put your body on her to box her out, and it gives Mozambique another chance. And now the quick drive on the baseline misses everything. Mukauro. And another basket for Kenya, and another foul has been called on Mozambique.
Shani there with the foul, swinging her arms, and that's such an easy call for referees. You know, when you swing and show that, the referees will call that every time.
Well, she has really, other than that failed box out at the other end, has brought a sense of urgency to the floor here. But Shani misses the first free throw. So it's been a mini recovery of sorts for Kenya, who've just kind of breathed some life into their game. 1 of 2 at the line. And really, Zania, is at this end where they've got to really take care of business to give themselves some chances. And that's what they've been doing. They've played a little bit better defense.
Yeah, they're really getting up on Mozambique, making them have to dribble, pass well. And then they're doubling down on the good
boy.
hit.
That hurts from the right corner, the three-pointer.
But you live with that, you know, they're doubling down on the post player, trying to get it out of her hands. And unfortunately, they hit the 3, but let's see if they get one back.
It looked pretty decent from the corner. They get the rebound. Mukauru was the Mozambique player, who had the 3. And now the 3 launched by Ndase, and back it goes for Mozambique. Well, they stopped the bleeding a little bit here, but it's still an 11-point lead. So the substitution coming into the game, number 12 for Kenya, Belinda Okot. And now the pass goes through the arms of Shani.
Yeah, Kenya just needs to take their time a little bit there. They're setting up their play well, setting screens, but just take their time and make sure your teammate is concentrating on the pass. So sadly, a turnover.
Three-point attempt, she's going to bank it, no. And nice rebound from Kananu. And Jomba has it. She's trapped and throws it away to Seda, who then gets it quickly to Mukauru. Another three-point attempt. And good overhead pass up the floor. Well, not quite enough for Ndase to bring it in. Now Mozambique turn it right back over as Ndase picks it up. Pump fake and scores in Kenya.
Nice.
Impressive. Look at the hustle on the replay. Opportunistic.
Nice fake to get the defensive up. It's always my favorite when I see the country's home fans really cheer and got their flags and horns. I love that part of the tournament.
Well, Kananu picks up her first foul. And I'll tell you what, those fans make a huge difference. I mean, it doesn't matter if there's 5, if there's 15, if there's 30, if there's 100. I mean, that noise, there's nothing quite like an Afrobasket crowd.
Yeah. And especially when the home team later comes, Senegal, they will have it all drums and whistles and cheering, so that will be fun. But right here, Kenya is doing a really good job.
And the drive, the penetration in the basket is good for Kenya.
Nice, really composed, took her time. And now they just need to get back in transition defense because Mozambique every time will punish them for that.
Well, it was Otieno's basket for Kenya, but then Seda scored immediately.
Jada's doing a really good job down low, you know, showing her presence, showing her hands for her players to pass it to her. She's doing well. She's doing quite hard work to defend.
Makamo in the game, number 10 for Mozambique. Here she is. She's got the ball. She goes to her left. And again, the active hands from Ndase forces the shot clock violation. And I tell you what, it doesn't really show up on the score sheet, does it? But she's being disruptive and she forces the turnover.
Yeah, great energy for her team. And also that's just kind of just being annoying and in the way and hands in your face. That's a really good job by her. She keeps it up and keeps pushing Mozambique to turn over the ball. That's a wonderful job by her.
Well, number 11, Kananu. Now the pass down low. And what a turn and basket by Shani.
Lovely.
Back to a 7-point deficit for Kenya.
Let's see what Mozambique gets here in the last fading seconds of the first.
Oh, shot clock, game clock about to expire, and they get nothing, so they fall asleep right at the end. And Martinez is like, you've got to be looking at the shot, at the game clock to know how much time you've got. And as good as Mozambique looked early, it was Kenya that owned really the last few minutes. It's Mozambique 18-11 in front at the end of one. So you can see an animated coach, Martinez, over there on the Mozambique bench and really trying to get his team's attention. Well, the stats, Azania, if you look at it, a little bit better from Kenya there. At the end, 5 of 15 from the arc. Excuse me, from the floor inside the arc. They've not hit a three yet. But more than anything, you know, played with a little bit more sense of urgency, played a little bit better defense, a little bit more disruptive.
Yeah, way better coming to the end of that first quarter for Kenya. Well done. I'm guessing coach for Mozambique is going to be telling them, you know, clock management. You must see the time on the shot clock. You know, they had 2 possessions there where they didn't get a shot up at the shot clock, at the basket. Sorry, because the shot clock hit 0. So they need to be better here. Let's see what they get here for the second quarter.
Okay, well, it's Mozambique attacking again. The basket to the left on your screen in the white, and come out immediately and throw the ball away.
Do you know what? Ever since the crowd has really got into it, I think Kenya, see the difference in the crowd. I think it really does help, you know, your adrenaline and getting you into the game. It's fun. It makes it really fun. And since they've been cheering and, you know, blowing their horns, Kenya has answered.
So nice little fight back here by the team in red, Kenya, and you can see Owino's experience. This Kenya team started flat, but here they are attacking, really working the ball to get good shots.
Yeah, nice lob pass, so she can only catch it is really important, and she causes the foul. So she gets to the free throw line, but great job, Kenya, keep putting the pressure on Mozambique at the rim.
And as long as Kenya have this approach to work it for the good shots and they can knuckle down and play better defense as they have, you know, this is an interesting game that has evolved. It looked early on like Mozambique were perhaps going to run them out of the gym early, but that has not been the case for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, really pushed them back on their heels, Mozambique. And Kenya here, I think, is doing a great job.
Well, they're only down 5 now, Mozambique. You know they want to run, but they turn it over. Well, they almost turned it over.
Yeah, they're lucky there. That transition defense has to be better for Kenya if they're going to get the stops that they need.
Otieno guarding. And now a little bit of nowhere to go. Are they going to get it off in time? Oh, they barely got it off. Now this triggers a break potentially for Kenya. And, oh, boy, Otieno did a great job of getting the ball. Looked like the ball was going to be turned over. And almost a travel. But nice job of rebounding from Mafanela, number 14. And beautiful pass. And then I think that little swipe by Kenya here has earned them a trip to the line. So that was a foul on Kanonu.
Yeah, there. If she can just get her position.
Just get her hands up.
Get her hands up and not cause the foul. Every time the referee will definitely, if you hit her or not, he's going to call it because you swipe down at her.
But on the other hand, if you're the coach of, if you're the Kenya coach, Owino, you have to like, hey, you know what? We're not going to give you any easy baskets.
Yeah, that too. And she only makes 1 from 2, so.
Mafanela. Or Shani, excuse me. And now the ball needlessly turned over by Kenya. Good hustle by Mozambique to save it in bounds. Into the corner now, the drive, and tripped up late in the shot clock, so kind of bailed out.
Yeah, with 3 seconds left on the clock. It's unfortunate for Kenya. They had good defense, good position here, and just unfortunately trips her up there with her knee.
Absolutely. Great call by the ref. And that foul on Rose Mandela. Zita hands it off and then blocked from behind.
Okay, let's see what Kenya can get here.
That was Okoth with the swat. Now the dump to Okoth. Good double team there to prevent the layup. And Dase passes it back, almost a turnover. Shani. Now Mozambique like to run. Pass back outside. And a little bit of herky-jerky movement by Mafanela.
Yeah, it's a shame that Kenya just can't finish those baskets around the rim just to keep them in the game. 19-13 would just help them keep adding to their scoreboard.
So, first attempt by Mafanela's no good. And again, some opportunities going by the wayside here for Mozambique at the free throw line. Mafanela again makes 1 of 2. So now they are 4 of 7 at the free throw line. Here's Hilda Dissy, and she earns a trip to the line. So Ndase, excuse me, going to the line. And a tell you, number 12, Okoth, has been pretty solid coming off the bench.
Yeah, they're really just lobbing the ball up to her, and she's keeping the ball high and having great opportunities. She's like a magnet to the ball. She's doing really well catching the ball, and she just needs to finish.
The Kenya sense of urgency, just they started flat, and just the way they've been playing is just completely unrecognizable from the opening 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by them actually, but I'm loving their energy. You know, they're just pressing on the ball, staying with it. Look, the help defense is there. Boom, they get the rebound. Great job by Kenya.
It was Owino with the rebound. And great hands that time by Mozambique's number 18, Tiziane.
Great rebound and finish.
Well, this is where they're able to do some damage, or at least they're getting some trips to the line, and it'll be Donge who goes, Leah Donge.
Yeah, Kenya just needs to do a bit better job of boxing their player out. You know, everyone's just jumping and tipping the ball. You're not going to win in that case. You really must put a body on somebody, box them out, and create that space to catch the rebound.
And Ndase drives in. Looked like she had a layup. It was a nice little knockaway right at the end there. And then coming down, a tad fortunate, really. Mandela.
I like what Kenya's doing here. They're getting their play set. They're running a horns play. So she can come off of it. If she's wide open, she can go to the basket, which she did. So they're doing a really good job setting their offensive plays.
Entry pass and on the baseline. Oh, the ball rattles out. And possession awarded to Mozambique. Tiziane in there scrapping away. So Kenya, who only came to this tournament with 10 players, are giving as good as they're getting right now. Except that time on defense, they allowed the penetration. And now they fail to get the rebound. So Mozambique a little bit better from them. Ball goes out of bounds back over to the Kenyans.
Yeah, if Kenya keeps letting Mozambique getting second opportunities at the basket, you know, it's really about possessions. If you can keep getting rebounds, keep getting opportunities to keep putting the ball in the basket, Kenya will be in trouble. They have to do a better job boxing out. Here with a bit of a full court press with Mozambique, soft back into the back half. A dangerous pass.
Turnover, and now it's off and running is Donge, who drives in. And then at the free throw line. Kenya perhaps a tad fortunate that Mozambique have missed some opportunities. And Owino pulls up and nails the short little jumper. Looked like she almost traveled.
She got herself together there. Good balance to finish the shot. Kenya not going away, staying with it.
Well, that time Owino kind of leaned in and picked up the foul.
Yeah, kind of tripped.
Watch this. She bends her knees.
Yeah, didn't move her feet.
Yeah, she was.
So important to do that, to stay in front of the player.
I think she fouled her with her head leaning over. So Coach Owino watching as Donga goes to the line. And that's a nice soft release. Makes one of two, but Seda grabs the rebound. Zita into the corner. And drilling the jump shot, the long jump shot was Yavengwane.
Yeah, great find. Had her feet set. Had all the time in the world to make that.
Back to a 9-point advantage now for Mozambique. Beautiful entry pass, and Owino doesn't get it to drop, but Wanyama hustles back now. Great defense by Wanyama. It's certainly a toughness about the Kenyan style of play that gives them a chance in this game. Here they are driving the bounce pass, and they're making good decisions. They're just not.
Yeah, showing great resiliency, but just need to be composed in those last few seconds of getting their shots up. And the ball's in, they need to wake up here.
Kosa, oh boy, she's a weapon. Another three-pointer by her. And the lead back into double digits, up to 13 points.
Yeah, she's
or 12 points.
She's making the defense pay because they're going under the screen. She has lots of time to set her feet. So good for her. She's got 2 3-pointers now.
So then Dase, no. Owino there for the rebound. And Kenya maybe in a little bit of a rush. And Dase loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a shame for them. You know, 2 great opportunities were very close to the basket. You really need to finish those. And both of those shots went over the basket. That just shows they're rushing. They're not taking their time. They're not focusing. And they just need these shots if they're going to stay in the game.
Well, that leads to a timeout called by Kenya, trailing 29-17.
Otherwise itakuwa siku ndefu sana. On this screen here, tupeane space mtu apite because now we are not hedging properly and the person who's being given the pick is going all the way. Guys, we can't allow them easy baskets. We can't allow them easy baskets. These opportunities pale, the perimeter jumpers under the rim, we must score. Na tuko na bonus, tupeleke ball ndani. If nothing is working, twende T. All the time. If nothing is working, twende nini? T. Sasa, and T, sio iti ile pick. What about the direct pass to the post play? Iko. Twende guys. One time. Twende the grace. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team.
Well, I have to say that was one of the more interesting timeouts that I've seen in international basketball. Coach Owino going between English and some type of dialect. I'm not sure what it was, and then finishing it with a prayer, looking for some divine intervention, perhaps.
Hey, whatever it takes, right, to get us the win.
But what did you like about his comments?
He really just told the team they have to finish their baskets, under the rim, but also just keep playing one possession at a time, keep hacking away at this score, and finish with a prayer. So, God willing, they do what he says.
Well, 29-17, Kenya having to dig in now a little bit on defense. And they gambled, they didn't miss, and then Mozambique not able to capitalize on the layup. Yavengwane, but they still have possession with 10 on the shot clock. And that time, Kenya's number 13, Wanyama, guilty of the foul.
Yeah, that's such an easy call for the referee. When you put your hands on anyone, they're going to call that player. She has to get down, move her feet, keep your hands out. And, the referees have set their tone of how they're going to referee the game from very early, and they've stayed consistent throughout.
I think the early indicator for me, and it's, again, it reminds me of what Laute said, the coach of Mali yesterday, is I don't think it's going to be the beauty of the game that wins this tournament. It's going to be the grit, the physicality, the rebounding, the defense.
Yeah.
And, even though Tunisia were, decisively beaten, blown out in that first game, they really physically tried to give it back to Nigeria. And we're seeing the same thing here. Now, they go down low. Perfect opportunity. The ball goes through the hands of Wanyama. Gets it back to Mozambique.
It's really who's willing to sacrifice their body, You have to dive on the floor. You have to get the 50-50 balls. Those are so important. And within a tournament, that really deciphers who does well and who goes far. Because at this point, everyone can play. Everyone can score. It's the little things that really count.
Wow. And that was just a very bad mistake by Betty Kananu. Right after Wanyama had made amends for her mistake by knocking the ball away, and now it's Mozambique with another opportunity, and it's Kosa. Well, Kosa was closer, but not close enough. And now it's back to Kenya. They'd like to finish the first half strong. They get it down low, and this time she does catch it, and she scores.
Great offense by Kenya. Just take their time. Look what Mozambique has given them, the high-low, perfect pass. And she just took her time and finished the basket. So important in these points.
So that was Wanyama. She was wide open. And penetration not there. Wanyama with the rebound. And you know what? They're going to look ahead. And this time, a little bit too much of a rush was Mjomba.
Yeah.
Turns it over.
She said, my bad, too. Your player wasn't looking at you, so sometimes you just can't throw those passes.
Although it looked like the coach was gave her the high five, said, that's okay, you're pushing it. But now coming back, Mozambique. Who will finish the first half stronger? Could be a decisive moment of the game for Mozambique. And the reach and the foul was called on Mjomba.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she's all ball here now. Good call, ref. It's hard. And now they're in the bonus. So Mozambique will go to the line.
And the first one is good. Of course, it's a day full of basketball. We've already watched Nigeria win over Tunisia. And after this one, Mali will take on Angola. And then the showpiece event will be Senegal, the host nation, against Cote d'Ivoire. Good defense by Donge. Three-point attempt. Kenya, it could certainly be better, but could also be worse for Kenya. Now, good defense from Donge again.
Yeah, I like her. She's playing tough down low. Look, keeps moving her feet, moving her body.
Well, Shani wasn't going to take no for an answer there. She was going to the basket. She took on Donge and even the help defense and still put it up. And Donge picks up her second foul.
Take this opportunity to talk about how lovely this arena is.
Oh,
Brand new, only a year old. The colors and the Senegalese flags, I think it looks really amazing.
yeah, I saw you light up when you walked in yesterday for the first time and again today.
I haven't been in the gym in a long time.
Well, Shani misses the first one. And the second one is good. 1 of 2 from the line. Kenya staying within touch, down 12 points. And really, it was the very bad start to the game by Kenya, which has really created this hole that they're trying to dig out of.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Ooh, almost a double dribble there. And Mozambique getting it to Seda. She's able to get it back. Now the three from Kosa, and she misses everything. And really, you would think that Kenya could potentially hold it for one shot, but I'm not sure that's what I would do here. I might be tempted to go ahead and run your offense, try to get something.
Yeah, 18 seconds on the clock. Let's see what they do. post up. Smaller player.
Oh, posting up indeed, and the basket with a foul.
No foul. Out of bounds.
No, out of bounds play, you're right.
Really good post up though. She was very deep under the basket there in the circle, so she just needs to finish that. But really good post up. 4 seconds here on the clock and 6.7 left. So let's see what they get.
Good defense. And appealing to the referee, saying she's not giving me enough space. So see if the referee comes up and tells Mukauro to back up a little bit. It's going to be Hilda Ndase who inbounds it. And, well, she had a little more time, I think, than she realized. And that is how the first half finishes. 12-point lead for Mozambique. And Kenya, well, you know, if they can tidy some things up, come out and have a strong first 5 minutes, anybody's game. But right now it's Mozambique on top at halftime, 32-20.
You know, Mozambique, they're 19 from 7 and then 7 from 28 for Kenya. That is really a big part of the game. You know, having 28 shots but only making 7, they truly need to finish those little bunnies around their rim. Turnovers, 15 for Kenya, way too many for them at this point. Really need to clean up on a few things as they go into halftime. They can discuss what they need to work on and come out in the second half in a better shape, because they're only down 12. So if they come out, you know, with great intensity, they can keep pushing here.
And you saw Seda with those 9 points and 7 rebounds. Seda has the 2 steals, as does Njomba of Kenya. And really, Shani has the 4 points. They could have more points from their post players. But as it is, again, as a reminder, it's 32-20. Mozambique on top of Kenya at halftime. We'll be right back before the start of the second half. Well, halftime 32-20 here. Mozambique on top of Kenya, and Tamara Seda Azania has been a handful.
Yeah, she's got 9 points and she's truly using her size down low. And Kenya's struggling with that. She's made 3 from 4 from the free throw line, so she's getting to the line and really doing well. So I'm impressed with her so far, and has 9 points, so she can carry that on in the second.
So Coach Julie Martinez, no doubt, will want to keep her involved. But how about Coach Owino? The slow start really hurt his team, but he has gotten some contributions from really a lot of players, the way they kind of turn things around just to kind of keep the game from getting out of hand. They only trail by 12 points.
Yeah, number 8, Hilda Indasi, with 6 points, is a vet for them and is truly holding her own. Doing well, getting to the line 2 from 2. So really good from her. Their energy was great. Maybe that prayer was answered that they had there in a timeout. But truly for them is just keep putting the pressure on Mozambique. Keep pushing the ball. They have to look after the ball. There's too many turnovers for too many turnovers for them, and also they have to finish the cheap baskets around the rim to stay in this game.
Well, they obviously got to knuckle down on defense and rebound and get stops and give themselves a chance. But Seda will, without question. And Dong, we saw Leah Dong as well from Mozambique really start to become a factor on both ends of the floor for Mozambique. You want to keep an eye on her.
They're both strong, really good post players. So really impressed with them. Kenya's going to have their hands full with them. But if Kenya just keeps, chipping away at this score, they can be in the game. Anything can happen in the fourth, but Mozambique loves to push the ball. They love to run the ball, and they've done really well with that. Their post players running the paint and getting early points. So Kenya has to stop that if they're going to stay in this game. And I feel like having 10 players for Kenya hasn't really affected them. Sometimes, but then some coaches only go 8 players in, so sometimes that doesn't change it. But with a long tournament like this, having 10 players could ultimately affect them. But right now, I think they're doing well. Second half will be exciting and interesting to see how they come back out from the halftime.
Well, that's a great point. Depth over the course of a tournament will, it'll weigh on you. Some teams, it depends how you look at it. I mean, some teams are going to have the advantage of having to come back out and play the next day, and some teams will not. For Kenya, well, their next game is going to be against Cape Verde, and that game will indeed be tomorrow. So he has to probably keep that in the back of his mind.
If the game gets out of control, maybe. But if there's a chance to win it, you keep your best players in there.
He's probably not too concerned about fatigue, having his team run suicides yesterday at the end of practice.
Yes, that's right.
Mozambique.
And Cape Verde is a smaller team, very quick, but nobody over really 5'8". I would say we saw them yesterday in practice, looking very small, but defense is their main priority. So it'll be interesting to see how that game goes. But today is very important. You can't think about tomorrow. You have to try and win where you can, and rest when you rest, and hunt when you hunt.
Okay, second half action underway here in the Dakar Arena in Senegal. It's the FIBA Women's Afrobasket 2019, and it has certainly come to life. Kenya coming out and getting a very good look at the beginning and just not converting it. And then both teams, Kosa kind of falling down, and for a minute there it looked like there might be a little bit of a collision. Look at this. Well, there was a collision. But no foul was called, and Kenya maintained possession here with 14 on the shot clock.
You need to get the ball in quickly, yeah.
And now it's Mozambique with possession. 3-point attempt off target. Marino goes up, does a good job of getting that board.
And Mozambique then moved the ball really well. Get the ball over the half.
And Dassi's picked it up and almost turned it into a backcourt violation.
That's a prime example of post players when they panic and they don't want to dribble to lose it, but at the same time, you've got to advance the ball over the half court.
For 8-second violation.
Yeah. I always got scared like that, but then I had 2 to 3 dribbles, and then my guards knew. Yeah, my guards knew to get the ball off of me.
The jump shot. Nope, not from Wanyama. And then coming up and committing the foul was Betty Kananu. And we're going to see an immediate substitution with Kananu coming out of the game.
Yeah, that's her 3rd possessional foul, so coaches decided to sub her. Dangerous in the early and 3rd. I don't want her picking up her 4th.
So coming in as the captain. And Rose Mandela takes that spot over at the top of the defense.
Great play.
Well, they get it down low to Seda, and that is not going to make the coach happy. And he's going to come in and make a change immediately. He's going to put Shani back into the game.
Yeah, that was a great play from Mozambique. A simple back screen for her to have lots of time under the basket and finish.
And frustration for Mercy Wanyama. Owino is going to come out of the game and be taken to task for her mistake on defense. And then dribbling the ball off her foot was Abunga. So even though they had a couple of good looks, they haven't scored, Kenya, and they've also now fallen further behind, down 14, and an ignominious start to this 3rd quarter. A worrying start. They cannot afford to fall any further behind Mozambique. And Mozambique doing a great job of getting the ball down low, this time to Dong. Leah Dong.
Yeah, she's strong down there. She has a real good presence down low.
Yeah, Leah Dong is strong.
Yeah.
You just like it because it rhymes. No, but she, in this case, it is true. She is
a handful down there.
Back at the free throw line. She's got 6 points, 3 rebounds. They got 7 points.
She gets really good position down low. She might, as a defender, that's really hard to defend when she's that low. She uses her body wonderfully.
Oseda, I think, thought that the ball was called off of her, but they maintain possession, so 15-point lead. And in fact, the ball has been given to Kenya. So I was surprised by that, because I thought it was Kenya ball. And Wanyama crosses midcourt, now hands it off, and back over to Abunga. Hands it off. Now on the baseline. And good offensive rebound and put back.
Nice. Way to stay with that play. Great job.
Wanyama. Mercy Wanyama. Showing no mercy with that effort. Seda gets in, misses from down low. Good box out.
Great box out. 2 players on her. You have to do that.
Hilda Ndase brings it up the floor, pulls up her dribble. Kenya attacking, getting it back, and putting it up and in was Rose Mandela, and now they have cut the deficit back to just 11 points.
You see here great composure by Mandela. She gets blocked, she stays with the ball, fakes and put it in. That's a great job by her. Behind
Bacon and bacon, but then Shani takes it away from Kosa, who does the right thing by handing the ball off to Ndase, and then she turns it over and commits the foul. That is a poor turnover by your veteran guard, your star player. She's got to hold on to it a little bit better than that. Yeah, calm down.
Yeah. And that's difficult. She tries to make the pass through the defensive player. You're not going to make that. Like you said, she's a veteran, but as a point guard, you just pull it out, take your time. You've got the ball over, set something up. And now you've caused a turnover, you've received the foul, and now they're at the free throw line. So that's a negative on a negative on a negative.
And Coach Martinez also thought it was an unsportsmanlike, so
yeah.
Kenya dodged a disastrous sequence. Nevertheless, they do give up the 2 points, and it's back to a 13-point advantage for Mozambique. Wanyama fouled by Lea Dong, and I thought she just kind of lost the ball. But the ruling is that she was fouled. So first team foul in Mozambique. 3 on Kenya so far here in this frame.
And Dong got her 3rd foul, so they just need to be careful here. She doesn't pick up a 4th.
Kenya staying after it. And then losing it. Ndase rather.
I think Dasa's so quick. She moves her feet well, and then that time she's so quick for herself, she turns over the ball.
Oh, both teams scrapping away. Johnny collapsing on Mozambique's number 6, Ingvild Bukauro, excuse me. So Bukauro was sacrificing her body there, and it'll be Mozambique possession. And the ball goes out of bounds. Nowhere to go for Lea Dong.
She really pulls her way in there, doesn't she?
She does indeed. Looking to go baseline. Wanyama does, and she scores. She's been effective.
Yeah, nice spin move right there. Nice. Good finish.
6 points for her. Now the dump and the miss. And now the foul complicating matters was Bukauro. So Dong goes out of the game. Tizian comes in. And a fortuitous fall rebound, but nevertheless not able to capitalize.
It's a matchup here. Yeah.
Zita, little point guard, number 5. Tizian. A little bit of an under move. Wanyama taking over down low. I mean, Wanyama's been effective down low. You'd like to see her try. Oh, she's going to launch one from way downtown with 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's not very smart at that moment. You need a better basket than that. At the same time, nobody bailed her out and came to help her help to come to the ball.
Coach Owino looking on, a little bit of frustration, a little bit of anger, a little bit of intensity. Thinking, come on, we got to play better. 14 and a half minutes remaining in the game, and Tizian scores.
Really nice baseline little cut there and slip. Easy basket for Mozambique. I always like those plays because the basket kind of defends the defender off. You know, you use it as protection.
And Dasi gets it into the lane.
Kenya can't buy a basket here.
And now a little bit of entanglement down low, and it's going to be on Seda. Tamara Seda picks up the foul. Gives it back to Kenya.
I wouldn't mind seeing that again. Let's see what she does. Offensive foul. Maybe just holding a little bit. But that's tough because as a post player, you're always taught to get down low, get big, post up, pull for the ball. So that's a little bit disappointing, but they need to get it back on defense here then.
Onyama misses.
Good hustle.
Yep, Shani. And Jomba now down low to Shani. Shani takes a difficult shot, but she had to with the shot clock about to expire. Mukaruro, her pass batted out of bounds. Yeah, both teams really struggling to finish at this point. And if either one.
I always find this in the third quarter. It's always that lull. It's always kind of teams are getting tired. This is where you really have to knuckle down and concentrate on overcoming the fatigue, you know, because right here both teams are kind of getting sloppy. Both teams are missing easy baskets. So you really need to concentrate here.
Big pass down low, and, well, trying to score was Okoth. And again, another break for Kenya as the ball goes off the hands of Chiziane.
And she just needs to concentrate a little bit there. The balls are slipping right through her hands. Just needs to keep her eyes on the ball. Concentrate on catching first, then scoring.
I just feel like Arena needs a timeout. His team attacking, but a little bit out of control. And again, it goes back to Mozambique. Inside 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And Seda scores down low, and Ueno will indeed call timeout. He asked for it, but I think it was too late.
Yeah, Kenya is not communicating on their screens. You know, Mozambique is just doing little rub screens, little back screens, and getting easy, wide open shots. And in this case, when it's the third quarter, this is the type of offense that you need if you're struggling to get a score.
That was a nice attempt. Rebound. Get the three to go. Shani puts it back up and in.
I think he's calling for a timeout, but the referee is not calling. There we go.
So there is indeed a timeout with 2:05 remaining in the third quarter, and Mozambique up 13 points.
Queríamos correr. Não, vocês têm recuperado a bola, têm feito com o equipo. Botou volume. Agora, calma. Eu te digo, jogamos pick and roll, pujamos a esquerda para o cotovelo, que é o mais longo que podemos jogar na esquerda. Vamos tranquila, jogamos. Vocês estão aqui. É o momento de calmar. Agora tenho calma. Tenho que fazer um esforço na defesa. Não está a jogar uns 6 segundos para defender outra vez. Ok? Tem que controlar o ritmo do partido. Posso correr, mas estamos todas mortas, verdade? Porque essa está bem, mas tu estás morta. Inga, morta, verdade? Vale? Venga, vamos. Ninguém passa bloqueos por baixo. É alto, passamos por cima também. Os passamos por cima. Vale? É a grande lá preparada. Vale? Venga, vamos. Venga, vamos. Vale, está bien. Venga, por dentro. 1, 2, 3.
Well, the little bit of Spanish that I know playing in Spain for 30 years, coach there just says, you know, tranquila and calma and relax for Mozambique there because they are rushing, you know, take your time, finish the basket. and just says kind of, let's get back into our flow step by step. So hopefully Mozambique can just come out here and get back to their play. They're doing a great job in their running their plays, getting their easy screens and their buckets, especially when you're struggling to score. So there's 2 minutes here left in the third. So hopefully they can finish up going into the fourth with good possessions. Kenya needs to just get a nice stop here and kind of stop the bleeding as they're struggling to score.
Attacking now. Foul on Seda.
Kenya needs to get a shot up here. There's only 2 seconds left on the clock.
And they're not going to get it off.
Great job, Mozambique. Really suffocating them and pressuring them, and they're not even looking at the basket to shoot. So great job from Mozambique to put the pressure on Kenya there to not even get a shot up. See, Mozambique has really slowed the ball down, trying to get a good possession here. Really running their stuff, making sure we get good screens.
Following this and staying after it, and Kenya finally come up with it. Still only down 13 points. If they could get a little run here, they'd be right back into it. But another turnover off the hands of Oko. And 45 seconds remaining now in the third quarter.
Maybe Kenya needs their fans to step it up a bit. In the first half, they were cheering and got them going.
Going to go down and have a word with them?
Yeah, going to have to go have a chat.
But here's the drive and shot clock violation. That's a good job by Kenya defensively, but lack of understanding for Mozambique.
Yeah, correct. Let's see what Kenya gets here. It's so important. 30 seconds to go into the fourth quarter with some momentum, some sort of basket to keep working on for the next quarter, or the last quarter.
Denied down low. Mozambique with a chance to stretch the lead.
Yeah, one shot, pretty much the same shot clock and time on the clock.
Well, they get a three-point attempt. And the third quarter comes to a merciful close. Both teams really struggling offensively. And Mozambique head over to the bench, leading at 41-28.
And here we have the stats after the third quarter. Kenya's shooting 0 from 5 from the three-point line. So if they could just hit a few of those to get themselves back into the game, that would help a lot.
Well, Zamia, it's 41-28. Mozambique, 10 minutes remaining for them to get their first win. And who's your money on?
Well, Mozambique is probably looking the better of the two, but it's a very low-scoring game, so that's an advantage for Kenya, not scoring that much. But Mozambique looks good with the two post players. I just think now they have to finish off the job. You don't want Kenya getting back in, getting any momentum, getting their fans into the game. They need to really knuckle down and concentrate and finish the task at hand.
Well, coming out, Wanyama again misses with the jumper. They'd like to get back to what they were doing in the first half, or the second quarter rather, when they were really feeding it in the low post and getting some good looks. But we haven't seen much of that. Now the good look is held by Mozambique. Seda fouled and will take a trip to the free throw line. And that was interesting on the stats that we saw at the end of the third quarter. Twice as many trips to the line for Mozambique as for Kenya.
Yeah, and also Tyler down there low, yet again backing her defensive player all the way under the basket. There's nothing you can do if you're that low as a defense. So in that case, you really have to work early. You have to push her out the paint. You have to get her out of her comfort zone. But under there, she's going to score every time. And if not, she's going to take a trip to the line.
Well, this is really the game. I think probably that they need to win, Kenya, if they are going to. You have to win both, really, but this would be the one that would be the toughest for them. Cape Verde also in this group. This game could be the one that ends up deciding first place. We haven't seen Cape Verde yet, though. And now a little bit of a collision has left one of the Kenyan players on the floor.
That's always the case with these tournaments. That's the third hit in the eye that we've seen. Just kind of bounced off him.
She a little maybe unlucky not to get the call because she did lower her arms at the end a little. Did Gimo, Deolinda Gimo. Anyway, back to a 13-point deficit. Akamo in the game. Gimo misses. So Coach Martinez using some more of his bench players, but then Ndase not able to.
Just tripped over herself there. Unfortunate.
Kind of got crossed up somehow. What's this? Oh,
she trips on the Nike sign on the floor.
Or on the, her feet. Yeah.
Yep.
Three-point attempt. And I have to say, on that one, Gimo, it looked like she was coming over she was definitely coming over the back.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going to see the ref blow the whistle on that one.
sometimes, but I find not so much in Europe. More in America, that's a really big
Yeah.
foul, the over the back. But in Europe, they don't call it as much. I don't really see it called as much as it does in America.
And clearly here in Africa, not being called.
Correct.
And Jomba gets it back. Just scored on the drive. Mozambique wanting to run, and well read there by Kananu. Now Hilda Ndasi. Owonu puts up a tough shot. Nobody boxed out. And nice nifty little play by Njomba.
Really good way to stay with the possession there after an air ball.
Here it is again. Tough shot, good job by Seda getting a hand on it, but then Njomba snuck in there and ended up getting the basket. A little bit of life here shown by Kenya. Wanyama with another rebound. And it seems like their fortunes might rest largely here with Njomba.
Yeah, but you know, Kenya's not going away. Mozambique aren't putting them to bed. They're still letting them, you know, stay around and stay in the game, which is not a good thing when there's still 7 minutes, a large amount of time.
Oh, good job by Owonu. Almost could have possibly caught that ball. Then Wanyama, the ball ended up going off of her. So 12 seconds on the shot clock.
An unfortunate shooting air ball there, but good little screening, little elevator screen we would call that. Let's see what Kenya gets here. They're turning Mozambique over, they're not letting them score, so really now they need to concentrate and get a good bucket.
Oh, nice
step
turn.
Back fadeaway.
Wanyama, she's had her moments today, Wanyama. She's got 8 points. And it's back to a single-digit lead now for Mozambique. 6 minutes and 50 seconds. And knowing also that you've given yourself a shot here, you know, picks up the energy level a little bit. It's a big sequence. And that is a play where Wanyama or Owonu have to be able to grab the rebound.
Yeah. But then again, letting their Mozambique get so deep in the paint, they're catching, and all they have to do is put that up. Unfortunately, and lucky for them, they're not finishing that, but those plays are so dangerous.
Oh, driving in and scoring. Where did that come from? From Yavin Guane.
They needed that.
And that kind of like stopped the run cold in its tracks.
I think they're trying to prepare their play here. They need to get into something quicker.
Well, the dump to Owonu and got it off in time. Nobody there to follow for Kenya. Good job by Seda. It's hard to attack her.
Yeah, I like Seda. She really, you know, is the floor general for them, controlling the pace.
Leah Dong back in, number 11. And driving in, going off the wrong foot, but still scoring.
Yeah, there should have been an and one.
So Leah Dong showing some skill. I think that was Dong's basket. And now the reach. In fact, I think it was Yavin Guane, and she does score indeed, and that is what you call a nail in the coffin. This little sequence here from Mozambique. It was Makamo who had that earlier basket, on the drive.
And you can't let Mozambique get away from them here.
Just got elbowed by Zania. still wants to play basketball. If you want to go down and play, why don't you ask him if you can play for one of these two
sorry.
teams?
Just elbowed
To
him.
bring my helmet next time. Here's the drive. Now the shot attempt. And Wanyama, or Shani, follows the miss. But it's Dong with possession. And again, Mozambique looking good bets for victory.
Travel. Yeah, good call there. In that case, it's in your mind, you've made up your move, and then your feet are going too quick for what you want it to do. That used to happen to me a lot. But just calm down and relax. Mozambique with a little bit of pressure here.
Well, that was a good take by Abunga, but the finish wasn't there. And again, the factor, the Makamo factor, has been big here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, great job, Mozambique. Really, these last couple of minutes of putting the pressure on Kenya and just putting the game away because, you know, there they were kind of dilly-dallying around.
Well, they've got their biggest lead of the game, 17 points.
And the timeout called.
So teams retreat to the benches.
We need to have the game under control. The point guard is the responsibility of the point guard. On that last possession, they're going for the break. The attacking may happen away from you. You need to balance the court. We are training. We can't allow them the fast break. We can't allow them the fast break. The point guard is your responsibility. Umeita Nairobi Maratano is not working. Forget about Nairobi. Twende nameless. We know nameless. Twende nameless. Let's look at the options. Nameless ni mzuri because we get the big guys hapa mtu moja hapa mtu moja. So here, huyu anakuja hapa. Huyu anakuja hapa. Here, anasetu anatoka hapa, huyu anakuja hapa. Option ya hii option pia iko. Sasa easy looks for basket when we get the ball because ni ngumu huko ndani. We must score. We must score. On offense now, it's difficult to bring the ball. I need a point guard who's in charge, who can bring the ball, call the plays. Ni sahi. Sawa. Twende the grace.
E lentamente vamos nas esquerdas. Vale? Eu quero jogar cotovelo, hein? Quero jogar cotovelo, outro mais, alguns cotovelos mais, hein? Venga, vamos.
3, 2, 1, Mozambique.
Vamos fugir mais bocadinho, pessoal. Boa defesa aí, as linhas passam.
Well, Azania, it's almost like the horse is bolted, really. If Kenya had taken some of their earlier chances and taken advantage, but really it's they've had a lot of huffing and puffing, but just haven't been able to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, great credit to Mozambique to truly executing their plays, taking their time, setting good screens in times when you're struggling to get a basket. And that kind of prevailed them over Kenya in the long run.
Leah Dong launches the three, up 17. Well, it's been that kind of half offensively for Kenya. That's probably appropriate, seeing the ball get wedged there between the glass and the rim.
Yeah, that's disappointing for Kenya.
So under 4 minutes remaining, and the clock is ticking on Kenya's faint comeback hopes. Kamo has been very good here in the fourth quarter. See if she gets another touch. Well, she does, and gets it off too late.
Yeah, I always think that's your bench's fault. I mean, time and awareness on the court, but also I think some help from your bench saying 5-4-3. Hey, we need a shot up. You know, we need a shot. It's important to at least get something on the rim so then you can get a rebound. So I think that's a team issue. On and off the court.
Well, Kenya dug themselves an early 13-0 hole and really never were able to climb out of it. I think they got it back to within 6. Excuse me, it's 23-17, and they never got any closer than that. But Kenya will certainly give themselves a fighting chance against Cape Verde. Cape Verde tomorrow, or Mozambique as well. But Cape Verde, we were talking to them yesterday, and their coach Antonio Moreira from he lives in New England, where a lot of the Cape Verdeans are, and he was talking about how they want to be the best defensive team at this tournament. So they've come here meaning business. Here's Wanyama.
Yeah, I think for Cape Verde, you have to have something different or special if you're undersized. You know, so if he wants to focus on defense, then defense it is. They'll probably have lots of different things: full court press, zone, traps. They'll try and change it up to mix it up and confuse teams. But teams just have to stay patient on them, especially as they're undersized.
Well, certainly Mozambique will not be able to take them lightly at all. And getting the ball in the paint and being fouled was Kenya's number 9, Rose Mandela. Next up, it'll be Mali and Angola. That'll be tipping off at 3 o'clock local time. That means 50 minutes here in Dakar. Wanyama. Oh, good hands.
But yeah, again, the swipe down. Swipe down is a giveaway. As much as it could be all ball, all the referee sees is the large hand coming down.
Wanyama makes the first. It's been too much of a struggle on this end of the floor in this half for Kenya. Get the rebound. Have a chance.
Launch it, okay. So they get the rebound. So.
3-point shots have not been their strength today. 0 for 6. So you go back to the beginning of the game today, and Kenya, if they don't trail 13-0, right now they're down 16. If they don't start flat and they come out, I think they've got a lot better chance, obviously.
Yeah, it's just really, it's really important to start the game well. You know, you don't want to start with a 8-0, 9-0 run and be in position now you're behind. So that's concentration, that's making sure you're focused. You know, all those things from as soon as the first whistle's blown is so important.
Mandela goes off 1 foot and earns a trip to the line. Excuse me, Betty Kananu, number 11. Good call, the foul on Ilza Chizian. Well, you never know also with goal differential, the potential of having 3 1-1 teams in the group. So it is important for them to try to get this deficit down as much as possible until the very end. We know the rebound, another 3 attempt. Cannot get the 3 ball to go.
Yeah, in tournament play, it's so important you do score as much as you can, because it can come down to, points differential throughout the tournament. So if you can score in the last second, you have to do so. And people kind of forget about that. Yeah, ultimately you want to win, but there are situations, and I've been a part of those situations, where scoring really matters.
Oh, beautiful bounce pass. And ball just did not go in. Well, I think Mozambique, with the offensive rebound and putback, I mean, they've got some qualities to their game that can certainly get them to the quarterfinals and maybe even the semifinals. But I think it's, against the elite teams, I think they're going to struggle.
I think so too.
But you know what? They have time to evolve in this tournament.
Yeah, that's the thing. Early in this tournament, get it out the way, but also you can go back, watch the film, see what you did really well, see what you need to work on, and that's the most important, is your progression in how you keep developing and getting better and get momentum throughout the tournament, and that's really important. So a win's a win, you take it and you keep advancing and keep learning. Head into the timeout.
Well, what do you say right now if you are the coach of Kenya?
I don't know. I try and keep it positive. I try and keep it light. There's no way for them to win, but you still want to keep your team morale high. Let's hear what he says.
We need to detonate to chase the defense. We can't allow them. Georgia, open looks here. You got to score. To give ourselves a chance to win anything, we have to score. Whichever way we spin it. But Ndela, you're playing such great defense. Very good job. Defense is the only thing that's going to win us games. I've made subs, I've rotated, because we are thinking of tomorrow's game. We've had a decent game, we've had a good game, but to swap it is.
No tenemos algo. Hacemos un central. Hay que sentar todas abertas e penso no pick and roll. Vale? Para fazer nos 6, 7 segundos e ter outro tiro mais. Queremos ter dois lançamentos, ok? Uma boa defesa, e se eu digo ficamos lá com a bola porque temos somente e não deixamos que aquele equipo tenha. Vale? Venga, vamos.
Pessoas, hey.
Venga, vá.
Well, Zany, what did you have to say about Coach Owino from Kenya?
Yeah, then he just said that it's so important. Defense is going to win them games, but also they have to score the ball. They have to put themselves in a place where they can succeed, and then just missing all these small shots. But, he commended one of his players for great defense, and he said that he is now putting in subs because they do have a game tomorrow.
A good aggressive play following up the missed shot by Okoth.
I must admit, Kenya does answer well to their coach. Every time they come out of the timeout, they get something successful.
They get a good look. They get a chance to score.
Yeah. So they need to put the ball in the bucket.
There's Mozambique closing in on victory here on opening day. As a reminder, the rest of the way today, it's going to be Mali against Angola. That'll be tipping off at 3 o'clock local time. So we'll be on air for that one in about 32 minutes. And following that, it'll be Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire tipping off at 7 p.m. local time. It will be like an opening ceremony here now. The ball goes off the hands of Hilda and Dassi.
That's disappointing that they could get at least one more shot to finish the game. Kind of sums up how Kenya has played today. Mozambique's been the more disciplined team out of the two.
Owino gets the rebound, does a little spin move to evade the defense. She's going to go all the way. She's going coast to coast. Give her the points. Give them.
Oh, man, what are they going to...
Even Owino, the coach, brings a smile to his face. And the Mozambique players leave the floor with more smiles, knowing they've given themselves a great start to the tournament. They have won 55-39 over Kenya. Well, we talked about it, and the early start really did not help Kenya today, who fell into a 13-0 hole and played catch up the rest of the way, able to get it back to 6 points in the first half.
Yeah.
Coach Martinez perhaps getting his viewpoint across on a couple of issues. Not sure exactly what. But he knows these games are going to be refereed perhaps by the same referees the rest of the way, so he just wants to make sure they're on the same page.
Yeah, and sometimes you wait till the end of the game to talk about your frustrations or concerns or what they missed.
But statistically speaking, you know, Kenya offered nothing from three-point range today, and really Mozambique, they hit some early on in the first half, but that wasn't really the cause of their success. They had a lot more trips to the free throw line.
Yeah, but then look at Kenya, you know, 53 offensive defensive rebounds, gave them second opportunities but just couldn't finish.
Yeah, the effort was there from Kenya.
Yeah, but 24 turnovers, way too many.
Yeah, not surprised with Wanyama with 9 points and 12 rebounds for Kenya, but Seda with 15 and 10.
Yeah, she did really well today, really great positioning under the basket.
Kaoru amongst the leaders, and Lea Dong, who will be an interesting player watching moving forward, and Yevan Guane as well came out and made some plays for Mozambique today. There's Seda, the big center.
Yeah, the post players there. They did well, they worked well as a tandem. Definitely their strength of their team. So they'll look forward and keep going through the post players for their main points in offense.
So this is the FIBA Women's Afrobasket, and 2 games are now in the books. Nigeria winning earlier today, and now Mozambique have won. Mozambique did actually get the silver medal back in 2013. So they will, you know, that was following after getting to the final and losing to Angola. But well, it remains to be seen how much they improve over the course of this tournament. And what do you think about their chances of getting better?
Yeah, I think they will. I think along the tournament they have to. I think they need to definitely work on a few more things. You know, looking after the ball is one. But for Kenya, I've never seen Kenya play. I've seen, you know, Mozambique and Nigeria play. But Kenya, I thought, you know, are definitely a hard-working team, and that is credit to their nation in general. But yeah, they definitely showed their inexperience, and Mozambique capitalized on it. But Mozambique, to go further in this tournament, definitely has to do a bit better job in their offense.
So the rest of the way is we think about it. Obviously, Kenya will be in action tomorrow again against Cape Verde. And today it'll be Mali and Angola coming up next, tipping off at 3 o'clock. We'll be with you 10 minutes before then. And then later it'll be Senegal against Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast starting at 7 p.m. And that is it for this game. And you look at the standings in Group D. After Mozambique, up top, Kenya second after the participation point, and Cape Verde, who were spectators today. So that's it. We'll be right back, folks. Don't miss any of the action here in Dakar.